The clash between France and Iceland ended in a thrilling 2-1 result. And this wasn't just another game of football, it was 90+ minutes packed with drama, emotion, and pure football magic. When these two teams step onto the pitch, it's not only about goals and tactics, it's about pride, history, and the fight to prove who belongs on the biggest stage. France, with all of its star power, its legacy of World Cup glory, its shining list of players who can turn a match in seconds, faced Iceland, a team that has built its reputation on heart, passion, and never giving up no matter the odds. The scoreline might say 2-1, but the story behind this result tells us so much more about football itself. From the very first whistle, you could feel the intensity. The French side came in with confidence, knowing that their individual brilliance could unlock almost any defense. But Iceland was not there to roll over. This is the same Iceland that shocked the world when they eliminated England in Euro 2016, the same Iceland that taught the footballing world that small nations with big dreams can stand toe-to-toe with the giants. And that same fighting spirit was alive in this game too. They pressed, they tackled, they threw bodies in front of every French attack. And they made sure the match was never going to be a simple walk in the park. The first half brought moments of tension, and you could see the French stars starting to grow frustrated. Every time Mbappé made a run, he was tracked by two defenders. Every time Griezmann dropped deep to orchestrate the play, Iceland's midfield worked tirelessly to close him down. The energy was contagious. Even the fans could feel it. You had French supporters chanting, urging their team forward, and Icelandic fans singing their famous Viking clap, echoing around the stadium, reminding everyone that their team might be underdogs, but their spirit is unmatched. It felt less like a game and more like a battle of wills. Then came the breakthrough. France finally found a gap in the Icelandic wall, and it was a move that showed why they're one of the world's best. A slick combination of passes, a moment of sharp vision from Griezmann, and a clinical finish gave France the lead. The stadium erupted, the players celebrated with passion, and for a moment, it looked like the French machine was about to take over. The scoreboard flashed 1-0, and you could see relief in the French players' eyes. But the beauty of football is that no lead is ever truly safe, especially when the other team refuses to give up. Iceland responded with determination. They didn't back down. Instead, they regrouped, adjusted, and pushed forward with every ounce of energy they had. They knew they needed just one chance, one opening, to get back into the game. And when that chance came, they took it. A powerful cross from the wing, a determined header, and suddenly the ball was in the back of the net. Iceland equalized. Their fans roared like thunder, their players ran with joy, and the French defenders looked stunned. At that moment, it was 1-1, and the match was wide open again. This was football in its purest form, unpredictable, emotional, and unforgettable. What makes Iceland so special is not just their tactical discipline, but their unity. Every player plays as if it's their last game, every challenge feels personal, every goal feels like a victory for the whole nation. And that equalizer wasn't just a goal, it was a message. We are here, we are not afraid, and we will fight until the final whistle. For France, it was a wake-up call. They realized that reputation and talent alone don't win games. You have to dig deep, you have to fight harder, you have to match the intensity of your opponent if you want to come out on top. As the match moved into the second half, the pressure began to mount. France tried to assert control again, but Iceland kept pushing back. Every time France looked like they were about to score, Iceland threw themselves into tackles, blocked shots, and showed unbelievable resilience. It was a true test of character for both sides. But in the end, the difference came down to one moment of brilliance. With time running out, France produced the kind of quality that separates the good from the great. A clever move on the edge of the box, a perfectly timed run, and a finish that left the Icelandic keeper with no chance. France scored their second goal. The stadium exploded in celebration once again, and this time, it felt like the decisive blow. The scoreboard read 2-1, and France had regained their lead. The final minutes were tense. Iceland threw everything forward, desperate to find another equalizer. You could see their players stretching every sinew, running until their legs could barely carry them, chasing every ball like it was the last. The Viking spirit was alive in every challenge, every attack, every desperate clearance. But the French defense held firm. They knew the importance of this victory, and they weren't going to let it slip away. The referee's whistle finally blew, and France emerged victorious with a hard-fought 2-1 win. But this was more than just 3 points or a friendly scoreline. This was a story of two teams with very different histories, very different strengths, and very different identities, coming together to remind us why we love this sport. France showed their quality, their ability to find solutions when under pressure, and their knack for turning moments of frustration into brilliance. Iceland showed their courage, their resilience, and their ability to make giants sweat. Together, they gave us a match that was both exciting and emotional, a reminder that football is not just about winners and losers, but about the stories that unfold on the pitch. For France, this game reinforced their status as a footballing powerhouse. The goals, the composure, the ability to respond when tested, these are the traits of champions. For Iceland, this was yet another chapter in their incredible journey, a performance that will give them belief and inspire young players back home to dream bigger. Because every time Iceland steps onto the pitch against a team like France and fights with such bravery, they prove that football is not just for the richest nations, not just for the teams with the biggest stars, but for anyone with heart and determination. And for us, the fans, this match was a gift. We witnessed moments of brilliance, moments of courage, and moments of raw emotion that reminded us why football is called the beautiful game. The final score might be 2-1 in favor of France, but both teams walked away with pride. The highlights will be replayed, the goals will be remembered, and the passion will stay with us long after the final whistle. This is what football is all about: unpredictable drama, unforgettable stories, and emotions that connect us all, no matter where we come from. The official scorecard reflected it all. France with 2 goals, clinical, sharp, and decisive. Iceland with 1 goal, full of heart, full of fight, and full of meaning. The names on that scorecard will go down in the record books, but the real story is written in the hearts of the fans who watched it. A night of football that brought together talent and passion, glory and heartbreak, victory and respect. France may have won the battle, but Iceland once again won hearts. And that is why this 2-1 game will be remembered as more than just a scoreline. It will be remembered as a story of football at its finest.